This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Hi, everybody.
Good morning. Hey, we started the day, Nat, today. Bring your dog to work day.
Yes, look at him. He's now sleeping very soundly.
Lewis.
And Nat keeps saying stuff off air, and I think she's talking to me saying, like, who's a good boy? And I'm like, Nat's been extra he's been nice to me today.
But no, I'm talking to the dog. On the show, we had Jack Della Maddalena. So he's a UFC world champ, welterweight champ. And extraordinary how softly spoken and mild-mannered he is as a human being. It's actually amazing when you know what he does for a living.
Well, he tells us about his family dynamics as well, which is really interesting to hear. Jonathan Brown joins us. We talk about Jeremy McGovern's concussion with Brown because he's got a lot of experience in this, and Nathan Buckley is the coach of the Tassie team.
Yep, and egging. I got egged, and so did a lot of people in Perth.
Some good old-fashioned egging stories, plus non-relationship breakups.
This is Nathan, Nat and Sean. Let's go! On Nova 937.
Hey everybody, it's 6:08. Nathan, Nat and Sean with Ross here this morning.
Hello, Natalie. We've got a special guest roaming the studio at the moment.
Roaming is the right word.
He is roaming.
So today
is
Bring Your Dog to Work Day here at Nova.
So who we got?
Lewis is in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
He doesn't bark on command, does he?
I can make him bark, but I can't stop him. So
I'm up for it. I'm up for it.
That's great. He's roaming around. He's got his tot knot.
He knows there's treats in the room, so he's just checking out where they are.
Okay.
And he's also super nosy. So he hasn't been here since the studios have been renovated. So he's just checking.
And he did the best.
Would too.
He did the best entrance this morning. You walked in, and then like 4 seconds later, he walked through the doorway. You can check that out on our socials.
Very dramatically.
Full entrance.
Also, I spent a good 20 minutes in a park this morning at about 4:40 trying to get him to do a poo so that he was good to go once he got here. And so we just walked around and around and around. He sniffed and peed on every single tree. And I'm like, time's a ticket, buddy. Come on, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Also, it's freezing and dark.
Pretty cool this morning.
Did he get it done?
We got there in the end,
nice.
Ross. Thank you.
I say that because last time you used to bring Lewis in, you used to get me to go try and get him to poo.
No, I didn't. No, that's not what happened. I would get you to take him for a walk and give you a bag just in case.
Yeah.
So that you didn't have to use your bare hands because I cared.
So kind.
Ross, did you think about bringing in your dog, or have you?
Not for a second. Around. Cavoodle Sammy, he's about 10, but he does not play well with other dogs. So and he would bark, and I can't stop him, but I can't. Yeah. He starts straight away as well.
Yeah, Lewis is pretty chill. Like, so he's now lying down. So he's
like given up the chase for the treat.
He used to, when he's been in before, he loved to get under your feet, Sean. Remember that?
Yeah,
so I don't know if he's going to give that a shot today. We'll see.
Why not?
It's just a great day.
We got other guests on the show.
No. It's all. That's it.
Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
I had something happen to me that hasn't happened in 20 years.
I can't believe this still happens in this day and age.
I was kind of impressed, but also annoyed. So I was driving home from a Coburn Cougars game. I do some work with them. They had a win. It was great. But I was driving down through Freo, through Cottesloe. I was on actually Curtin Ave, so it's just near the train station.
Yeah, there's a police station right there too.
There is. I wish I knew that back then. And this is on Sunday. And then I'm driving past. There's a whole bunch of bushes on the left.
Yes, there is. Yep.
And then I just hear, and I'm like, what was that? And then something went all over my windscreen, and I realised in a couple of seconds, it was egg.
A good old-fashioned egging.
I got egged, like fully egged all over the car.
In this economy, I guess.
Well, you're in Cottesloe. You're in Cottesloe.
Yeah.
Like, we got eggs for days.
They were from the boat shed, those eggs.
They're expensive double yolkers, I'd imagine that.
So I get hit, realise what's happening. I drive about 50 metres, and then I have to decide in my head, what am I going to do? And I was pretty furious. I was surprised first.
Did you back up and like chase them? Because you've got this thing in your brain that can click sometimes where you go from very, very mild-mannered to, being a warrior for justice.
And that happens like 0.1% of the time of my life. Usually I run away from these things. I did a U-turn. I did a U-turn.
Yeah.
I was like, man, you egged my car. And then, all right, so U-turn. I go back to the bush. And as I'm driving, I'm like, what am I going to do to these people? I'm like, I'm going to make them clean my car.
Yeah.
But then I was like, well, how am I going to make them clean the car? Because they're going to have to get in the car. We're going to have to drive to a petrol station. Anyway, we'll deal with that in a sec because I'm going to find them.
So you were going to abduct them
I hadn't.
That was your plan?
All I knew is I was going to find it.
Yeah,
I got to find it, make them accountable. That was my thing.
I like it, Ross.
Egging. There was a little part of me that was like, kind of like, this is kind of funny, but I'm annoyed because it's an egging. So I go to the bush and I found a couple in a car. Like there's a ute, and it did not look like someone who would egg you, right? So it was a guy older than me and his partner. And so I wind down the window, and my instinct was, nah, it wasn't them. And I was like, Have you guys Have you guys got any eggs, or have you done any? Someone egged me. I said, you guys got any eggs, or has there been egging here? And they're like, no. What are you talking about? I was like,
of course they'd deny it.
Yeah. I could tell. I was 90% sure it wasn't then, and then I softened. I was like, I think someone just egged me, so I'm just looking for them. They're like, okay. And then I kept driving around a little bit. I didn't find them, but I would. And then after that,
maybe it was just a giant chicken flying. Did you consider that?
Yeah, it could always be. But I wanted to find them, couldn't find them. As I said, didn't know what I was going to do. I wanted to get a hold of them and get a hold of their parents. That was my next thing. Give me your phone, I'm going to call your parents. But then anyway, I didn't find them. I ended up having to go to the petrol station, and it stunk. It got in the gutter bit, the front grille, so it went all through the engine.
Scrambled. It would have scrambled as well.
So how much time did it take you to clean it up?
It took about 20 minutes, and the wife was waiting for me to be home because she needed help with the kids, or wanted help with the kids, and so I'm like, I'm late, I got egged. But I got egged. Egging. I haven't dealt with an egging in 20 years.
Ross, you bring up getting hold of their parents as one of the angles you were thinking about once you got hold of these kids, if you did.
Yeah.
That happened to my oldest and his mates, right? And this was a few years ago. They were getting around the streets, and we didn't know that. He was just at his friend's house up the street.
Yeah.
And then we get a call from his friend's mother, who says, I've got some information for you guys. It's not great. We're like, where's this
What's
going?
he doing? Yeah.
The kids have been caught on the street over at a guy called Murray's house.
Not Murray.
Murray, who's an angry guy. And they'd egged Murray's house, and he's caught them up the street hiding in the bushes. So Murray has come out of the house because they've egged a house.
Steaming.
And they've hid.
Yeah.
But he
sniffed
them out. He sniffed them out, and he caught them.
Did he get them by the scruff of their neck? Or pull them back to their house by their earlobe?
It was hard to be angry at them because, number one, everyone knew Murray was angry.
Yeah. Yes.
And so it was like...
Don't throw eggs at angry Murray's house. Like, I mean, of all the houses...
Get ya.
That's risky fun, though.
Throw them at nice Sharon's house. You know what I mean?
But
So egging, I was on the other end of it where I was copping the phone call. And how do you tell your kids off? Because you've all done it.
What was the punishment for egging angry Murray's house?
Oh, it was probably a low 5 rather than a high 5.
Okay, way to teach him a lesson, Sean. Look, we want to know. Let's talk about good old-fashioned eggings. Have you done it? Have you been a victim of it? Tiana, hello.
Hello.
Okay.
Hi, Tiana.
We are talking good old-fashioned eggings. What happened, Tiana?
Oh, so when I was a lot younger and I was out at the time, but I get a text from my parents saying some young boys have egged our backyard, like from the laneway, thrown eggs over straight onto the pavement in the pool area.
Lobbed the grenade, essentially.
Yes, and I was like, that's quite funny. So I raced home thinking this would be funny, and my dad had the boy that I actually was in love with and texting at the time, scrubbing eggs off my backyard.
How awkward. Was that his way of showing you that he liked you or not?
Yeah, I don't know. He thought it was funny, but my dad put in the laneway and just bolted, grabbed them and dragged them back to the house, and I was just
made
mortified.
them scrub.
Well, that was what Ross was going to do if he got hold of these kids in Claremont the other night.
Except
being on the other side of it, mature consequences, it gives me great satisfaction. You will scrub.
That's it.
Not the guy.
Not the guy you got the crush on.
no.
That's horrendous.
I know.
Mortifying.
And then that all ended.
Yeah, that is brutal. Thanks, Tiana. Glenn's in Brabham. Good morning, Glenn.
Morning, guys. How are you?
Hey, good, Glenn.
We're talking good old-fashioned eggings. What happened?
We were the eggers.
Somehow thought you were going to say that.
We lived on the main highway between Wagga and Albury in New South Wales.
Yeah?
And we had a 12th birthday party. There was about 10 or 12 of us kids, so we all decided we'd go down to the local school, which was a good hiding spot, and throw eggs at cars, which we've done before. Yeah. And I reckon all 12 of us had 2 eggs each, and we threw it at this car, and I reckon every single egg hit it.
I mean, that amazing strike rate, first of all. Congratulations.
And then he slammed on the brakes and chased us, and we ran back to the school principal's house because he was at the party.
Yeah.
And hid in his garage for about 15 minutes while the guy drove around trying to look for us.
You're a rat bag, Glenn. I was chasing you on Sunday.
Yeah, that's right.
Glenn.
But being a good little boy that I was,
Yes, you were.
We used to egg houses and a couple of times when we went to Melbourne, a mate's mum lived in Melbourne, we'd sneak out at night and take a few eggs in egg houses. And we lobbed a heap at this one guy's front door and then hid in the paddock next door for about 20 minutes until he left.
Rat bag, Glenn.
That's what you do.
Glenn,
It was my mate.
Glenn, did you go on to a life of crime, or are you a good, upstanding citizen?
I'm an upstanding citizen.
So there's hope.
But he's a teenage boy once.
As you would know, Nat, us Esperance people are all upstanding citizens.
There you go.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Glenn's right about that.
And when you're in Esperance, it's hard to go door to door because for you, Natalie, it would have been like
if you're in
50
town,
Ks.
yes, but it's 40 k's into town. It's 8 k's to the neighbour's house, so he's probably not going to go and egg them. You know what I
Dedication
mean?
if you do.
Oh, thanks, Glenn. Julie's in Cudale. Morning, Jules.
Good morning, how are you?
Yeah, good, Jules.
Julie, okay.
Good.
Were you
We're
the
going back
perpetrator or the
Yes.
victim?
No, the victim's here. Well, kind of. I was victim times 2.
Yeah.
So we're out one night and we were driving home and I was 9 months pregnant and we had a toddler in the back as well. And we're driving along and we got egged. So my husband decides that he's going to go full stuff and hutch and slams on the brake, gets out of the car and runs after these kids.
Yep.
So leaves me in the middle of the road, fully pregnant, didn't care about me, and just goes off and grabs these 2 kids. So he got them,
Yeah.
and then he takes them to their house. He parks them on their front porch, knocks on the parents' door, and demands that the parents tell him or give him an explanation what their kids are doing out egging him.
This is
And
Ross's dream. This is what Ross wanted to do,
Yeah,
Julie.
Jules.
Yeah, keep going.
This is 12 o'clock at night. He leaves me in the middle of the road. Don't worry about me.
He's defending your honour.
Yes, it's vengeance. It can't wait.
He was fully outraged. He was like, and it ended up that the kid's dad came out and he apologised, gave Kane a beer, and all good.
Yeah.
And a carton of eggs and send him on his way.
Oh, isn't that good? Right, sorry, mate.
Yeah, sorry
fancy
about that.
Corona.
It's like
Just to cool you
pregnant
down.
wife
Let's have a
sitting
chat
in the
about
middle of the road. Oh, good on you, Jules. Thank you.
This is the Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
It's a Galati party. Let's go, let's go. Nathan, Nat and Sean are sorted for WA Day. Spud Shed's open 24/7. Fresh produce, meat and seafood, even on public holidays. Find your local at spudshed.com.au.
You know the saying, there ain't no party like a Galati party.
Heard it a lot lately.
It is going to go off with our friend Spud Shed. We are throwing a Galati party. It's time to extend some invitations.
Melissa, would you like to come along?
We love that. Thank you.
I know, Melissa, how do you reckon you are going to go dressing up as Tony Galati himself?
Oh, easy.
Easy. Oh, Nat's been growing her eyebrows.
Yeah, I have. I've let them go feral, so we're good to go. Yeah. And you've got a sleeveless blue shirt?
Absolutely.
Short
Bang.
shorts.
Absolutely.
Short shorts,
Super hairy legs?
Yes.
She's got the Daisy Dukes from back in the day, Ross. Everyone's got a pair ready to go, haven't they?
$5,000 as well. Mel, could be yours on the night.
That would be amazing. Thank you.
So we will see you next Thursday at the Stories rooftop at Yagan Square, which is an awesome venue. And also just the fact that we're going to have a whole rooftop full of Tony Galati just makes
gonna be
me
awesome.
so happy.
Some of the others coming along. We got Joanne and Wandy, Christy Burns Beach, Kelly Medora Bay, Callum and Carlisle, all going to be Tony
Callum
Galati.
goes off too, I've heard.
Yeah.
Absolutely
All right.
goes off. All right, more invitations to go tomorrow.
This is the Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
There's been some big breakups recently. I mean, Hugh Jackman and Deborah Lee Furness were all still rocked by that one, obviously.
Oh, Hugh's not, because he's got some fresh gear and he's happy.
But yesterday we heard that the biggest divorce of the year, the Libs and the Nats, the coalition, is no more.
Yeah, I've seen David Littleproud getting up there and he's saying, we don't have the same interests, so to speak, policies.
Yeah.
Is what he's talking about.
It's not you, it's me.
Yeah, it's not you, it's me.
Yeah.
Hey, this is where I want to go in my life.
Yeah, so
As he's speaking.
and the nuclear thing is a big factor apparently.
Yeah,
They're more pro-nuclear
Yeah.
than the Libs are.
Yeah.
And so he's like, but do you reckon it's just like, oh, they've got a woman in charge now, we don't want to work with that?
Oh, no, I think that they know, by the way, I think that they know that's the way to go. That is the way to go. They should know that that's the way to go.
Oh, they should.
They should.
These are the Nats we're talking about.
I think it's, I don't know, they're playing hardball. You know, one of the groups plays hardball. No, we're going to stick to our line. If they don't like it, well...
The last time they broke up, they got back together after 100 days. So that was in the 80s. Mm-hmm. So, like, you know, this isn't forever, obviously, I think. They'll circle back to one
sometimes
another.
in relationships, you got to make a move.
Yeah,
and hopefully it works in your favour.
See what else is out there. There's not a lot of options.
I deserve better than this.
It's not like the Nats are going to hook up with the Greens or anything, is it? That's not going to happen.
That's not happen.
Although they do say opposites attract, but not that much. Relationship breakups are one thing, but when it's a non-relationship breakup, though,
yes,
it can be just as difficult and just as awkward, can't it, Ross?
Yeah, it can. I had to break up with my PT. So, and excellent PT, you know him.
Yeah, I do.
Fuller,
He's a ripping bloke.
He's an ex-rugby player.
Rugby league.
For the Reds.
Does his job great, but, you know, money's tight. It's cost of living. I needed to pull back on my sessions. Firstly, I had to pull it back from 2 to 1.
Yes.
And I told him... Actually, I was going to tell him in person, but I felt like he was a bit grumpy that day.
So you chickened out?
Chickened out, texted him later, and he was like, yeah, cool, all good. But then I had to completely...
professionally drop it all together. So, yeah.
And...
What'd you do that with a Post-it note? What'd you do?
I went to do it in the session, chickened out again, and then I saw him the next day, I think, and I told him, and then he grunted at me. But he was cool after that. But initially, you know, I was just worried because he's a burly bloke, big guy.
What do you think, he's going to beat you up?
He could easily. But I just didn't. I don't like letting people down.
No, it is hard. And when you've worked together, because, you know, you've known him a long time, you've worked with him for a long time.
Intimate. He touches my triceps, helps, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Ross doesn't let anyone touch his triceps.
No,
quietly.
I had to go once.
Yeah.
I got a few drinks into you, I remember.
Thanks, a long time ago. But yeah, it was. I didn't want to do the breakup, but
it's just an awkward thing.
You got to do it. Sometimes you got to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe your hairdresser as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be really difficult because then they see you out publicly and you've had a bit of a haircut.
Yeah, and it's clear that you've had your hair done. It's like, oh no.
If you didn't break up with them and they just see you with your new haircut.
Yeah.
But yeah, it can be super awkward, especially if it doesn't end well.
All right, 13, 24, 10. We'll put relationships aside. We're talking about those non-relationship breakups. Have you had to break up with your barista? Have you had to break up with your accountant?
Oh, yeah. Physio, doctor.
Physio, your chiro.
Yeah. Who's touching you now?
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
This rang a bell to me when I was just out talking to Simon, who's our tech guru. He's just come back from Bali. So last time we were in Bali, for everyone goes to Bali, you go down the beach for sunset drinks, right?
Yes.
And you sit in a particular section generally because you know the people there, the Balinese.
Yeah, right. Okay,
and
so that's like the bean bags and whatever.
The bean bags, exactly that.
Yeah.
So this guy, Johnny, was running the area that we were sitting at every single day. Next door was a newer place with, they had a DJ playing every night, and my friend's son had his 18th birthday. So for that particular night, which was a Friday, we went and stood. And we're talking section. A metre difference between standing on one side of the line to the other.
Could have heard the DJ on the other side of the line.
Well, we thought we'd just go there because we wanted to be part of it all and go, no worries. He cracked the shits, this guy.
What, the owner of the first place?
Johnny, he was working there.
He went every day.
Yeah, he went off.
Because you betrayed him.
We betrayed him.
Yeah.
But we were spending a lot of money with him over the journey. We had a lot of people with
us. He wanted more of that money.
Yeah, he absolutely cracked it.
So what, did he ban you? Is that
No, we said that's it, we're not coming back.
Oh.
To Bali or just to his...
No, to his spot. Yeah.
You showed him.
Take that, Johnny.
Yep.
That's what we're talking about. Non-relationship breakups. Chelsea, hello.
Hello.
Morning.
All right,
Hi,
Chelsea. Who did you have to break up with? Tell us.
I recently broke up with my job of 22 years.
Oh, that's a long time there, Chels.
It is. I've been a dance teacher for 22 years and just recently made the choice to start a business with my husband.
Oh.
So I made the choice and told the kids, some of which I've taught since they were like 3 years old.
I bet.
Were there
who are
tears?
now like in their 20s, and there was tears all over.
Yeah. You
on my
broke their little
part, their
dancing
part.
hearts. Mm.
You did.
Yes, I did. And I'm very sorry and I miss them.
That doesn't
but
sound
they
like
know.
it.
They know I love them. They know I love them.
But you left him in the lurch.
Oh, you did leave them.
Oh.
Chelsea, I'm as bad as you because I just got a message from Karen, who used to be a patient of mine when as a chiropractor. She just said, your chiro breaks up with you after 20 years for the wireless.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, and I did. I had to write a letter saying, I'm so sorry, but this is what I'm doing. I'm leaving.
I know, you just wrote a letter.
And,
That's nice.
So all of every patient that was a regular got
Not an email, letter.
No, letter.
Yeah.
Back in the day. Yeah.
I actually thought it was going to be like the Libs and Nationals. I thought you would just go back.
That I would
at
go
some
back.
stage.
Yeah.
you
So
decide not to.
you've got 3 years before your registration lapses, and once your registration lapses, it's really hard to get it back again.
Yep,
and
yep.
like you can do it, but it's just so much study and exams, and I'm like, oh no, thank you. Good on you, Chelsea. Cheyenne, hello.
Hi, how's it going?
Good.
Good,
Cheyenne.
Cheyenne. What was your non-relationship breakup?
So I had hair extensions in, but it was the curly hair extensions because my hair's really curly.
Yeah.
And I needed to get them booked in to get it like moved up, but I had surgery.
Yes.
And she was like, yep, I can get you in. And I just couldn't wait. So I pulled all the extensions out and cut my own hair.
Oh. And then have you gone back to your hairdresser?
No.
So you're too scared?
Yeah, I'm too scared. She messaged me asking me about it. I was like, I've actually just like cut all my hair off. And she was like, well, what did you do with your hair extensions? I was like, they're just sitting in my cupboard underneath my bathroom sink.
Oh.
That's great because they won't smell.
No.
No. I make sure they're clean all the time. What do you mean?
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. Thanks, Cheyenne.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
We're going to get out of here tomorrow on the show.
The Big Pav's going to be joining us for a little while.
And Seabass.
Seabass, Caitlin Bass, Australia's greatest ever netballer. Says Liz Smiley.
Liz Smiley.
Liz Ellis. But Liz Smiley, as we know, choose what? Ross?
Extra.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sam, hello.
Morning, all.
Rough morning for Sam. He doesn't get angry. He got angry today.
I know. Tell us, Sam. What happened?
Furious. I left at 7:15 to get here in time to meet Jack Della.
And you live in Como, so it's not too far. Yeah.
When I usually come in at 4 a.m, it takes me 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But there was a crash near the zoo this morning. Did not move
Mayhem.
for about 45, an hour and a half to get in here. I was frustrated.
So you missed the big fella.
You missed Della.
I
I mean,
know.
check out the Nathan Nat and Sean Daly podcast, or we'll call it the Della podcast. Why not?
Yep.
It's a great chat.
How big was that belt that he bought?
It's heavy.
Really
too.
heavy.
It's really
Yeah,
heavy.
It was massive. But yeah, great socials there and a really good chat. He was such a nice guy. For someone who beats people up for a living, he was just
It's actually
lovely.
scary how softly spoken he is. It's like, no, this doesn't fit my picture at all of what somebody who does what you do is, you know?
Because we had the Vulcan once, and again, he was so likable as a person.
Yeah.
And
Amazing,
what they do
isn't
for
it?
a job is completely different.
Yeah, it's also Bring Your Dog to Work Day, Sam. How have you? Because because when he went in the studio, I'm like, oh no, he's down the other end of the building playing with puppies.
I was so stressed getting in here. Now, though, much calmer. They were all, the sales team were in a board meeting and they had all their little doggies on their lap sitting there paying attention on the sales call. It was great.
Sam, Nat said off air, if we were to throw a ball, she said you'd go fetch it.
So, you're basically a golden retriever, Sam, aren't you?
You'll find me hanging out with the puppies down that end very shortly.
Cocking his leg and everything. It's amazing.
Hey, enjoy your day. Watch out. I think there's a landmine just outside your studio. From one of the dogs,
Was that you? That was you, wasn't it?
Be careful on the carpet, but enjoy the day.
To get away with it.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.